Daisy and Shell. Leanne Cowan. I am not a great gardener, but I thought it was a poppy, not a daisy. The image is soft, and both the shell and stem are not in focus. I'm sorry, but I didn't realize there was a shell in the image until I read the title. The two items are disjointed, there is no connection there. 3 points acceptance. Junkyard sounds. Brad Stagg. Interesting, but I don't know where to look. You have the 3 main cubes, but then there are bits all around them, and they add nothing to the image, they could be cropped out. It would still be busy but less distractions. The image is so sharp I can read the sign over where the keys are. 3 points acceptance. A trade skill lost. Baden Smith. The texture in the brickwork is great, and yes, I agree it is a lost trade. I would actually like to see it more symmetrical, being the same width either side. I find it too close to the right of the fireplace. Great shoot. 4 points highly commended. Beached Sole. Julie Phillips. You have nice negative space around the sole. There is 2 pieces of stick coming out from the sole, one black along the top edge, and the other white near the toe. Once you see them, then it is hard to unsee them. You have captured the wear and tear on the sole, showing the cracks. 4 points highly commended. Crusoe Reservoir. Rod Hamilton. I am drawn to the right side of your panorama, because the reeds on that side are darker and more prominent. It's a nice capture, with the 3 ducks swimming across. I am not sure what that dark section on the left is. Is it land? Great reflections. 4 points highly commended. Dahlia High Key. Stephen Matthews. It's nice to see someone presenting high key. A little more space on the left would be good because, as I said before, if you mat this image you would lose some of the petals. There is some nice detail in the petals, and I would have liked the stem to be straight rather than on an angle. 4 points highly commended. Grey Duck NZ. Daryl Starkey. The duck has created some great ripples in the water which you have captured. His feathers are beautiful in their variation. He is sharp. I realize that this may be impossible, but the foliage in the foreground is blocking the duck a bit, and takes me into that corner. I hate saying these types of things, but perhaps if it was possible wait for him to move further out into the water, and you would have got more of the reflection. 4 points highly commended. New Moon Dam. Rod Hamilton. I am unsure of what your focus was on, is it the reflection, or the grasses closest to the dam? All the grasses on the right add nothing to the image, but create a distraction. The reflection and the grass that is also in the reflection are sharp. Try cropping some of the right off. 4 points highly commended. Pondering the Destruction. Anne MacDonald. Nice framing with the burnt trees and it's lovely and sharp. It's a great story, but I would like to see more of what they are looking at. Perhaps if you could have got higher or possibly move them, if you know them, so that you have a better angle. But in saying that I find the 2 spindly trees near them mirrors them. 4 points highly commended. Walkway. Rob Dawkins. The lighting has allowed for some interesting shadows on the bridge. The lower perspective is good, but you are not quite symmetrical. Leading lines are great, as they lead you to end of the build, giving you a direction to go exploring. 4 points, highly commended. Abandoned game. Anne Starkey. Love this place. You have the full spectrum from pure whites to pure blacks and lots of greys in between. Some of the white chess pieces are a little soft compared to the black, but it doesn't matter, as they all stand out against the background. Even with the chess game as the focus, you can also spy the path at the back, because of the leading lines of the wall and the pots. It makes me wonder what could be there. 6 points, merit. Borrowdale Plains Hut. Judy Dawkins. Great shot. I'm going to sound picky, but there is little I would do to this image, but give it more room on the right so that if framed the fence isn't hitting the edge. Dramatic sky, love the gap in the fence leading you into the yard and house. 6 points, merit. Days Gone By. Mike Jones. Lovely image, and even though I have no idea what machine does, it fits nicely into the image. Image is sharp with me starting at the machine, then going up to the mountain, and across to the tree, then back to the machine. I didn't know what to call it. Lovely shot. 6 points, merit. Engaging eyes. Anne Starkey. A lovely portrait with good lighting. The young lady is looking straight at the camera, she is relaxed and has catchlights in her eyes. A lighter vignette would still take you straight to her. The light on her hair adds more life to the image. 6 points, merit. Leo. Bob Goodwin. Leo makes me smile, his cheeky face with the glint in his eyes and the smile. I feel that you have captured the man and his character. Love the beard and the hair sticking up. You can see the laugh lines around his eyes. Well done. 6 points, merit. Tazzywallaby. Sharon King. I like that you focus on the head and have his lower part to blend into the background. His face is where all the character is, you have his head so in focus that I can even see his eyelashes. Nicely done. 6 points, merit. The Grange. Jenny King. Beautiful building showing lots of repetition in shapes and the chimneys. It is nicely framed with the trees. The shaded part of the grass in the foreground could be cropped off to make a stronger image, and add just a little contrast to give it more punch. 6 points, merit. Angles. Gil Hayes. Great shot showing repetition, angles, texture. You may laugh at this, but the top right-hand piece of wood with the nails looks like a face to me. It's a nice abstract. 9 points, honors. Marawa Storm Brewing. Simon Smith. This shot is full of drama. The waves coming in and hitting the rocks, then shooting toward the sky, the clouds bringing in the storm, and those amazing rocks, with all that texture created by the waves. It's a stunning shot. 9 points, honors. Fishing. Stephen Matthews. The image is soft, especially the head and beak. You were fortunate enough to get the water drops. There is good reflection in the water and movement. Try a higher shutter speed and f-stop to get a sharper image. 3 points acceptance. Misty morning dip. Jenny King. There is a lot of negative space in the image that I feel doesn't do much for the image. Try a couple of different crops, portrait or pano, as a suggestion. I can see a story in the image, perhaps not the nicest story with the bleakness of the mist, but a story nonetheless. 3 points acceptance. Peaceful. Rod Hamilton. It is peaceful, but there are a lot of things to see and I'm not sure what the focus is. Everything seems to be cut off. The light on the tree trunk draws me to it, and I want to see more of it, all its gnarly bits. 3 points acceptance. Unmarked, not forgotten. Rob Dawkins. As always, 3 is a good number to have in an image. There isn't much room on either side of the image. Matted up, you would lose some of the crosses. If you could have moved around slightly and gone lower, they would appear closer with not as much grass. The fungi and the first cross would then be front and center. 3 points acceptance. What was that? Sharon King. These birds definitely have attitude. The focus appears to be on the branch, but only a part of it, so the bird is soft, especially around the beak and face. Good separation from the background. 3 points acceptance. Wilderness. Gil Hayes. A lovely job of the slow shutter speed to get such great silky water, especially the waterfall. I find it a little oversaturated and it dominates the image. I like the portrait profile, but the waterfall is lost against all the water in the stream. I find I stop at the front and don't look into the image to the waterfall. 3 points acceptance. At full stretch. Baden Smith. Your rider is definitely the focus, with everything about her nice and sharp. Like the reflection on the road, as it is also sharp. You have allowed space for her to ride into, but a little more space at the top and right side would help. The people in the back are a little distracting. Perhaps if you could have waiting a little longer, or had a different angle, it would hopefully have her more in front of the grey building, allowing the colors of the bike and rider to stand out even more. 4 points highly commended. Australian Gannet. Simon Smith. A great capture showing the wingspan and tips of the wings. He blends a little into the background, which isn't a solid color, and the white lines in it are distracting. His face is clear, but increasing the saturation of his cap would give it some punch. I don't do much bird photography, as I don't have the patience, so I admire bird photographers. 4 points highly commended. By a head. Leanne Cowan. A lovely clear shot of the horses, but I am wondering, are they riding downhill, as that is the impression I get from the shot with the fence and the crowd on an angle. You have left room for the horses to move into. There is a good sense of movement with the blurred background. Nice shot. 4 points highly commended. Finlay White Warrior Princess. Leanne Cowan. Oh, so cute. If she was a tree, we would cut those 2 pieces of hair that are over her eyes, but who could do that to her? The eyes are definitely the focus, and you can just about pick out every strand of hair. I would like to have a bit more room at the top so that her ear isn't hitting the top, because matted you will lose more of the ear. She is a good little princess. 4 points, highly commended. Moon Glow. Julie Phillips. I like your choice of a square crop and the black background. You have achieved in getting a lot of detail on the surface of the moon. On the right side you can even see the bumpy terrain. Well done. 4 points, highly commended. New Zealand Vista. Anne MacDonald. Beautiful scenery. It has an interesting foreground, middle ground and background. There are some good leading lines that take you into the image. The lake and mountains lead you to the back mountain, but the fence leads me to the mountain on the right, then to the sign, which takes me out of the shot. A nice shot. 4 points, highly commended. Our rugged coastline. Baden Smith. I can sit and look at this image all the time, as it makes you realize that the sea can overpower the land and erode even the strongest of rocks. It's a great shot with lots of curves that keep you following the coastline. Colors in the ocean and land are realistic. The blues and the white foam show the beauty of the sea. 4 points, highly commended. Pretty as a picture. Simon Smith. You are all making me envious of your bird photography. You have good separation from the background. The branches on the right that are out of focus could be cropped out. Nice detail in the bird. 4 points, highly commended. Rosella 2. Stephen Matthews. Great colors in the rosella, and a great capture with the pine cone. I'm not sure what has been done to the background, but it takes me away from the subject. There is a whitish line just above the rosella that is distracting. Well caught. 4 points, highly commended. Sea Eagle. Bob Goodwin. Well caught, but it is a bit soft, especially the head. I am wondering if you have transferred the eagle to the blue sky, as there is a tinge of color at the wings. Still a great shot. 4 points, highly commended. Sky walking into the sunset. Mike Jones. I love the position of the plane heading into the sun. Colors are nice and strong. I could say to crop a bit off the left side to remove that darker patch of smoke, but then the sun wouldn't be central, which is what I really like. Love the silhouette of the people in between the orange wings. Amazing capture. 4 points, highly commended. Sunflowers. Gil Hayes. The sunflowers are so bright and cheery. The 2 in the center are sharp, making them the focus, but there is one on the left side that is on the same plane and is also sharp, so it tends to draw your eye away. Perhaps crop it out. Love the way you have used depth of field. 4 points, highly commended. The Bluff. Jenny King. Great lighting with the sun hitting the lighthouse, and the rocks bringing out the color in them. This would be lovely as a panorama, as the sky isn't offering much to the image, and some of the sea could be removed. The texture in the rocks is well defined. Lovely shot. 4 points, highly commended. Bath time. Brad Stagg. Awesome shot. Great colors and nice separation from the background. The water on the log makes it shine and the reflection of it is great. There is lots of detail in the bird including the catchlight. Just to be picky, a reflection of the bird would have been great. I can see his claw, but more would have only added to a great shot. 6 points, merit. Curry Lighthouse. Judy Dawkins. This image tells a story, with the storm clouds and the light shining at the top ready to guide the ships. In so much grey there is the golden light. Cantering the lighthouse and taking the image from the lower perspective shows the dominance it has in the landscape. It's sharp. 6 points, merit. Early morning at the passage. Bob Goodwin. The early morning light is breathtaking. I love the muted tones of the sky and water, with the boat standing out in it. The boat reflecting into the water is great. Try it as a panorama, as there is not much happening in the sky or water, you wouldn't lose all the reflection. Lovely shot. 6 points, merit. Fungi. Judy Dawkins. Your shallow depth of field has allowed the fungi to be the hero in the shot. You can even see the water droplet where the two join. There are some blown out spots on the top of the fungi. The front of the underside of the fungi is sharp, giving nice detail. Beautiful shot. 6 points, merit. Perched. Julie Phillips. Another person who is patient enough and fast enough to get great bird shots. Good depth of field showing detail on the bird including catchlight. The texture of the feathers is fantastic. Including the plant shows environment. Well done. 6 points, merit. Ready for takeoff. Sharon King. Those wings are glorious with the patterns and texture. You didn't get a catchlight, but instead you capture a bird about to take flight and showing off its wings. Well done. 6 points, merit. Sunrise at Loch Cameron. Daryl Starkey. What amazing colors. The leading lines take you around the loch and then you see the road and it takes you further. The yellows are a little blown out, but that is to be expected. Great reflections. Really nice shot. 6 points, merit. Wanaka tree. Daryl Starkey. Good use of slow shutter speed to get the flat silky water, but the birds on the tree apparently didn't like the instruction to remain still and moved. The mountains in the back have like a halo effect along the ridge. Dramatic clouds, and I like the severe divide between the water and mountains with only the tree connecting then. Well done. 6 points, merit. White-fronted chat. Rob Dawkins. He is so cute and the detail you have in the feathers is amazing. He has beautiful coloring and is sharp. The white bokeh on the left and the grey out of focus foliage distract, so a square crop may have been a better choice. 6 points, merit. Wilderness Train. Mike Jones. Love the vibrancy of the image. The green enables the black and red of the train to stand out, with the leading lines of the rails taking you to the train and being visible going around the corners. It makes you wonder, where did it come from? The light is blown out only because it is coming directly toward you. Love the stream and that I can see the driver. Great shot. 6 points. Merit. Cleaning my colors. Brad Stagg. I like the panorama orientation of this shot, allowing the bird to dominate. You are instantly drawn to his head, as it is sharp with plenty of detail in the feathers, iron claw. The feathers behind his claw look amazing. Good reflection and movement in the water, near the log and the bird. Well captured. 9 points. Honors. Postcard from Port Arthur. Anne MacDonald. It would make a beautiful postcard. Framing it through the window makes me want to go and find that spot. You have brought out the texture in the window and showcasing the view. It's beautiful. 9 points. Honors. The Glenorchy Trio NZ. Anne Starkey. Wow, what a fantastic place. The light is great, and the clouds produce shadows across the mountains. There are leading lines in the mountains to take you up to the top, and those 3 trees in the water are showcased with a beautiful background. I love the colors and the image. Definitely one for the wall. 9 points. Honors.